Yeah, my people. So right now we are conducting um how to make a homemade menthol cigarette. Is that right? Menthol. Menthol. But we Jamaicans will say menthol, as in like mint, that menthol flavor cigarette, right? Now in Jamaica we have Matterhorn and we have Craveney, which the Matterhorn is the menthol flavored cigarette, the most popular one, because we have other brand of cigarettes that are flavored with the mint, the menthol flavor. Like your American Newport, that is like the Jamaican version of our Mataran, which is the menthol flavor. Okay? And the most popular one is the straight tobacco flavor, which is the Craveny. That's the red one. Okay? And the green would signify the menthol one, okay, which is the Mataran. All right, so I'm teaching y'all to make the homemade menthol. Okay, now sooner or later I'll have to come up with a name for it and all of that before I start to market it and get it out there on the market. So with there's not a lot of ingredients you need, to make your own homemade menthol flavored cigarette, okay? Or joint, okay? Because since it's homemade, it won't look official properly, you know, all that neat and fine like your cigarette you guys purchase at the variety store or wherever, so this will be rolled as a joint because it's homemade, so we use rolling papers, and you're about to see the other ingredients we're about to use, okay, to get the menthol flavor and how to get it dry to smoke, you know what I mean? Okay, so let us show you the board because you're gonna need a cutting board or somewhere to cut up your smokings on all these additives that are the ingredients for the making of our homemade menthol flavor cigarette. Okay, or joint. All right. Now until we've make enough money until we are able to make enough money, then we can properly get all the necessary items we need to get it officially made, design. So we will use one no, actually two pieces leaf of tobacco, and these tobacco are dry. It's quail. We Jamaicans would say quail. And there's piece more I gotta use to put on it just to get a proper size. You know what I mean? Just to ensure we get a proper size. So I don't see the other piece of tobacco. Where did that go? Okay, so here it is, right? We're making a menthol um joint or menthol cigarette. So you have your grab a leaf. Okay, I think I should play the Folio Crazy Story 6 with Folio Story Part 6. Folio, yeah. Okay, we gonna need this because he's sang about the grab a leaf. You know what I'm saying? This is a hot joint. Folio, rest in peace, bro. Now, that Royal Smith. Yeah. He from Melvin Street, the guy to race in the 23. In the grab a leaf. Hey, pull that shit up. He made he right nigga. He from Melvin Street. Okay, in the 23, rolling quanquan. In the grab a leaf, bond straight. But this sister bitch, her bitches is my beef. Hit the buck, nigga, beef for 3. R&B. The new location, Texas, where it be. Niggas really ducking, playing hide and seek. Yeah, so let's get back to this. That was the intermission right there, commercial break. So, our main ingredients for the menthol flavor now is what we've called ice mint. Okay, so we're making a menthol. This is the ice mint here. Okay, you got to you're gonna need a steak knife because in order to dice up this mint, it's very hard, solid. It's like a rock. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna need a steak knife for this. A steak knife with these sharp teeth. Okay? These sharp teeth. Let me just get this lined up so you can see the tobacco. Okay? And we dice it. Okay? We dice it. This is gonna give you the menthol flavor, okay? And you dice it up. Okay. Now you don't want too much of this. This can use at least a lot of times, over 10 times. You know what I'm saying? So this will give you the menthol flavor to smoke, right? And so you see we've got our ice mint here. We've just used like 3/16 of a fraction of the whole, right? Okay, so yeah, let me eat some of this. Yeah. Okay, so we wrap it back in the wrapper and save it for next time, right? And we use the tobacco, right? And we cut it up. We cut up the tobacco, roll it up. Normally, what is best to get that dry so that you know how your cigarette stays light and it's hard to out. In order to get that type of vibes, you've got to quail it some more, Ensure, you just want to run the fire over the tobacco, over the grabber leaf. Yep. Put it aside and we get this one. This one is a bit more moist and the texture is like thick and stretchy. So these are the ones you really want to make a fire quail much more, there. And then what I like to do is to use a different knife so I don't use the same mint on it. All right. And you cut it up. You cut it up. Cut up the tobacco. Cut up the tobacco. Okay. Cut up the tobacco. Cut it up. Cut it up. Cut it up until it's fine, 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 fine. Okay. Cut it up. Cut it up. Okay. And here we have our mint. Okay. We bring our mint closer. We're making menthol cigarettes. Okay. Okay, we're gonna cut up this grabber some more. We gotta get it all fine, all fine. You know what I mean? All fine all the time. All right, guys. And you cut and you cut and you cut and you cut and you swerve. Okay, so I'm gonna get the whistler and cut up this tobacco some more. You know, cut up. Oh shit! Cut up, cut up, cut up, cut up. All right. Okay. Okay. So mix it, and it's like crystal, right? It's like crystal. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah, guys. So this is how it is now. It's kind of sticky up my fingers, you know. My fingers are very sticky at this point. But you know, the tobacco has been lighter dry, like sun dried. But the lighter is the replica of the sun. You know, when you're growing weed on the indoors, you have to use like light bulbs for to source the energy, you know, to replace the sun that it's not getting. Yeah. So from that little piece of crystal ice cement, we've got two size joint these sizes, you know. So this is my first one. Let's taste it. Woo! That's cool. Oh, change even my voice. Oh, wow. That's so cool. Oh my god. No. Why do I talk like this? I sound like Mickey Mouse. No. No. Will my voice ever change? No. I gotta stop smoking this. No, I can't smoke this. It will change your voice.